Remember that we started with the general introduction to cyber security. And then after a while, we set it aside in order for us to understand some practical, so that it will not just be like we are just explaining only the theoretical aspect of it. So at least with a few practicals we have done regarding to understanding Microsoft Windows security, most of the terms, as we continue with the slide, we'll be able to understand them. That's exactly what I wanted us to understand. So I know we stopped at, can you remember where I stopped here? I think we have covered the importance of cyber security, right? We have also discussed the security evolution, have we? Please make sure you confirm once I leave it. Okay. Then also define their various advantages and disadvantages.
What are cyber security measures?
Cyber security measures. Okay. All right. I've explained this, or this is supposed to be our next topic then. Okay, so let's quickly look at it. The only practical, though I'm still going to add another practical today, but it's just going to be minor, so focusing on this. So what do we mean by cyber security measures? So cyber security measures are strategies, processes, and tools used to protect system, network, and data from cyber threats. These measures aims to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. So what we are saying here is that the best security, number one, is what? Being aware. I can always say that what? The best security is what? Awareness. Because until you are aware that something can harm you, you will never be proactive about it. So in cybersecurity, there is need for you as an expert not to wait until an attack happens before you counter it. In fact, you'll be more effective if you are proactive. Remember, there was a career aspect of cybersecurity that I mentioned some time ago, where I said you can earn a title called what? Security what? Analyst. How many of us know that somebody can be, that is someone's area of concentration. They are very good at analyzing the security status of the system or the software, the network they are overseeing. And I gave a practical example the other time. If as a cybersecurity expert, it is when an attack has happened that you put or you react to it, you might lose your job. You might lose your job because I'm not sure that the company might still believe you. Let's assume there is a bank. They have already what? Stolen the cash, the money, before you raising alarm or trying to block all the loopholes. It will make any reasonable sense or 100% sense to that very particular bank. But they will appreciate your service more when maybe in a particular day, you just alert them that there's a security threat. We need to take this step. We need to block this channel. We need to change certain password. We need to redeploy some persons. They will appreciate that. they will appreciate that, but not in all cases, because we have some companies and some individuals that have developed the habit of let it happen first before they can recognize or respect your ideas. We have them like that, particularly in this part of the world. I don't want to mention the name of the parts of the world. They are only very good at as reactive. When an incident has happened and people's lives has gone, that is when you see them setting up panel. Will the panel wake up those people? The answer is no. But if you go to the developed world, it's not like that. They spend a lot of money in what? Taking proactive what? Step to stop. In fact, they are always ahead of the what? The hackers, the bad guys. And the bad guys themselves does not sleep. They are also monitoring you and I. They know what is trending. They know whether their secrets have been unveiled or unraveled. So they will take, they change pattern on a daily basis, but you may not know. So you too, as a security expert that leverages on technology, if you are not also that dynamic, then you'll be caught unaware. So it's very important that we organize training. One of the way of curbing insecurity or attack, you have to organize training. You need to update the employees. You need to train them. You need to give them updates, security updates every now and then. Please, so there is a trick, there is a logic these boys are using now. In case anybody send you a code, make sure you do not what? Respond to it. So you as an expert, these are exactly what the company wants you to be doing. Okay, so now so we want to look at those measures. So let's quickly look at the key cyber security measures. So I'm not sure that I'll be able to cover all of them, but I just want to focus on the key ones, the key cyber security measures. In other words, system or software that has been installed or planted in the system in order to what? To stop the action of the bad guys. So in any system, in your Microsoft window, when you say firewall, firewall is now classified as what? Security measure, right? Put in place to prevent what? To prevent intruders, right? Malicious injection of what? Or corrupt software or file that could probably destroy your system architecture, your system security structure. So the firewall that we all know within our window is part of the technical measure. So I'm classifying this measure. The first one we are looking at is what? Technical what? Measure. We have organizational measure, like the one I was saying now, the one you put policy in place. That is organizational measure. But technically, firewall is under what? Technical what? Measure, which does what? Monitor and control incoming and outgoing network traffic based on what? System what? Security rules. So there is a topic that I'm going to teach us one of these days where you can actually formulate the security rule, like the question my brother asked the other time, that outside this standard, can an individual redefine certain what? Security measure? The answer is what? Is yes. We have some core Windows feature, but until you have good knowledge of some of this surface one, if somebody take you there, you can destroy the whole system. And that is why I'm not coming up with that until we are rooted a little bit before we can go in, because those areas are very sensitive. They are very sensitive. They are not areas that someone who is not exposed to access. If not, you will just go there and change some setting that could render the system vulnerable to attack. Antivirus that we all know today. How many of us know that it is a sole responsibility of a cybersecurity expert to install and configure antivirus? Hope you know that is your responsibility. It's part of your work. Because once you come into that company, the first thing you are going to do is to check whether these measures are in place. Because we now understand that sometimes we cannot only leverage on the inbuilt, the one that came with the window, like firewall. Sometimes we have to go out our way to bring in external support, or even hand over the entire security structure to an external or third party. For example, now, when your window was built or written, there was nothing like Norton or Avast installed in it as default, right? Those ones, they are companies that specialize in the system security. That is the area. They are software, they are security software developers. They understand how the system security works. So they develop their software and they make them more strict than the inbuilt Windows security that the intruders cannot easily break through. There is one that is common now if you are using Windows 11 Pro. I don't know if any of you have seen it. It's called endpoint. How many of us have seen something like that? Endpoint. Only one person who have seen it. Nobody? Endpoint. Now that, yes, I think it's endpoint, but there is a word, RAV, RAV, endpoint. Now that is a new inbuilt antivirus in modern Windows. That's the latest version. Now, sometimes if you have it, you may not even need. It's even more active than even some of those ones that you go and buy and call them licensed antivirus. So when next you say it, just know that it is a new introduced antivirus. Okay, now antivirus and anti-malware software, what did they do in a system? So that when you are conversing, when you are enlightening your boss or the company you are working for, that there is a need for us to attach this security feature into our system. You need to be able to defend it. If not, some of them will not even release the fund. So the role of it is that the role of antivirus is to detect and remove malicious software. Like they say, prevention is better than cure. What is the best advice you feel we should give to our clients? Should we allow the system to be attacked before we recommend antivirus? Or once you are done setting up that system, you should tell them that it's a must that they install an antivirus. Which one do you think would be the best advice? The second one. Yeah.
So peradventure, they refuse to buy your idea. How will you round your idea up before you leave? Let's say you told them as an expert and they say that they don't have money. You have told them your own. So if anything happen now, your hand no day. But you are the experts now. I want to Okay. Exactly. So that is the reason why we started by recognizing those what follow come, those inputs. So where they do not have money, what do? You fall back, but you let them know that professionally, based on the security threats of today, these bad boys, they have grown beyond what? Using the inbuilt what? Windows security, except where your system has those compatible hardware for implementing those advanced ones that we discuss. That is Windows what? Hello, right? That recognizes fingerprints and what? Facial recognition. So once you have those one in place to an extent, your system can still be secure. Or you also adopt the concept of BitLock, right? Where you move all their information to the sensitive one to a particular partition within your drive, and then you lock it up there. All right. Now, we also have encryption. Encryption means what? Protect sensitive what? Data by converting it into unreadable format for unauthorized users. That format, this process, the process of doing this as a cybersecurity expert is actually known as what? Cryptography. Cryptography. You know, the word cryptocurrency, the word crypto is Web 3.0 term. And if you check it now, that platform is very protected. I don't know of now. That is why it is impossible for government to trace funds that are moved within that what platform. But it's like they have find a way of. So somebody was saying that he was able to detect it, but I don't know whether he was saying the right thing or not. But what we are saying is that that platform is very secure. It's very secure. So the process of converting your readable information that ordinarily would have made sense to the hackers, you convert it in a way that even when they eventually get it, does not make any sense to them. It's useless. That is why, you see, one of the basic knowledge or exposure you are supposed to have is what? Web development. One of the things that is helping me very well in this field is because of I am vast in those areas that contribute to this program. Because there are certain things that I wouldn't have been able to explain if I'm not a web developer. There are certain things that maybe I will just explain them theoretically, but I will not be able to break them down if I do not understand SQL. So what we are saying is that in web development, what we call MD5. MD5. See, if not for MD5, all our money will have been stolen. Do you know that when you are given a form and you fill it, maybe you create an account, you enter your password. Even the web admin, the web admin does not know your password. Hope you know that. They can't see your password. The bank, they can't see the back end managers. They cannot see your password. But if the web developer is corrupt and he team with such organization, he will just save it naked. That is, as you are typing it, that is how it's being submitted to the backend. Until I learned back end, or let's say after I learned back end development of a website, that is when I come to realization that many people are not safe on the internet. You will just order, maybe just go to a particular website. You are ordering you want to buy a product online. I'm not in any way the market in case you come across this video. I'm just doing my own work. Now, what I'm saying is, you know, some platform will ask you to put your PIN, your ATM PIN, right? You know that it's very dangerous.
Do you know that website can be cloned? Are you aware? First Bank or any of these banks, the way it is line by line, color by color, somebody can clone it. But thank God that the security has improved. The moment a web developer wants to or is hosting a website and is using exactly a domain name that someone have already used, they will flag it that you cannot use. But before, those days, it was not like that. All this detection is because of the AI. Within a second, as soon as you try registering another person's URL, bam. Now, let me tell you what this bad boy does. Because most time, they come to us that we should build website. That is how I'm privileged to know some of these things. They will send a name. When you ask them what is the URL you want to use, like you give them an example that www. You will see them sending, let's say, First Bank URL to you. And when you now say that this one cannot go, you know what they will do? That bank, they will spell it and miss only one letter because the hosting company will accept it. Because they know that there are some individuals that they will not take note of. Because as soon as they type it, Google will fetch the keyword. So they will just, Google SEO will just what? Bring it out. And then they will not even check very well whether N is there. So they can spell that bank, BAN, and then, okay, let's say, like that First Bank now, they can silence the S and type what? FIRT, and then put the bank in full. These are little things that people don't understand. Now, when somebody sends you a link, that is what we call phishing. This is what they do. They will go, there is a new link, they must have gotten the information, for example, that this particular website is offering a particular program, but the program has elapsed. They will just pick it up and copy it and just miss one thing. So when you receive such link and you do not verify it, the source, then you are a victim. So all these, like that's MD5, we encrypt it. So what we do is that we will generate the person read password and throw it in a function called what? MD5. That MD5, we hash it. We call it hashing or password word hashing. We hash it. What does that mean? It will regenerate a kind of maybe letters that will not even make sense to you. So your password, when it gets to the web admin, the person will only be seeing combination of A, B, C, underscore, at all those kind of symbols. So that is what we are talking about as what? Encryption. To encrypt. How many of us know that PDF is another form of what? File encryption. How many of us understand that PDF? What's the full meaning of PDF? From there, you know what it is. What's the full meaning of PDF? Who understands the full meaning of PDF? Postscripts document what? File. Postscripts document file. It is an encrypted, but not with password. The only thing you need is to use a reader to read any file that is what? Postscripted. And the program for decrypting it is what? Acrobat. I mean, I've heard of Acrobat. Acrobat Reader or Adobe Reader. These are, right? Adobe Reader. All these are software that are developed to read what? Any PDF what? File. Now, it means that if a company say I should forward my certificate to them, they will tell me that what? Once you scan it, I send it to them. Once you get to an email what? We postscript it. That is, the receiver must have Adobe Reader to what? To see it. Some will tell you that what? Save that letter, that your application letter, in PDF format. In Microsoft Word, you now go to save as, you now choose what? PDF. Now, what they are ensuring is that because in the process of the transaction, what do I mean? If I am sending it to you, the information is going through a channel, a port within the internet. So what this bad boy does, the hackers does, is to hijack it in between and change some content before it gets to you. See the logic now. If you are sending it like the way you type it in Word, in editable format, if it's not in PDF, they can hijack it in between, make some changes, put what they want to put, and then still deliver it to you. So when it gets to you, probably they have already infused some software that will send certain information to them that they will not use to what to access your system and what probably what do whatever they want to do.
The PDF.
The PDF is no. It's not. It will be sent as an image.
But a document sent on PDF can be altered, can be read. What if the hackers have legal support?
That is what we are saying now. But it's not. It's not a. Okay. At what point can you read it?
At what point can I?
Yeah.
I can edit the PDF file on my phone. That would have been the distance.
No, wait. At the point they are sending it to you, is it not when it gets to you?
Yes, when it gets to me.
When it gets to you, you as the receiver, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you are saying that because what we are saying that at the point of transit,
Yes. In the middle of the
those boys can hijack it, right? Modify it, and then save it, and then send it to you. So now the PDF version you are using, because when PDF started, there was no what reader, as in the editable one. Before they now came up with the one that you can edit PDF file. But what we are saying that to an extent, is more protected than what you sending the raw file or the raw document. Now, let's look at another one. We are still talking about the key cyber security measure. The next one is intrusion detection and prevention system, IDPS. So these are some invented technology that can be put in place. All these are still under technical. They are still under technical. Intrusion. These are technology that you can recommend. If you go to the physical security stations, I think there is this anti-bomb. There is this device that sense bomb, right? Once somebody plant bomb, there are devices that can sense it and then probably disintegrate it and make it not to have not to be exploded. So there are technology. So this one identify and block unauthorized access or attack. Then we also have multi-factor authentication, MFA, like I advised us before now. Take note of these acronyms, because most time in an interview, they will just be using the acronym to speak to you. So the MFA require multiple form of verification. This is one of the modern ways now. I believe even on Facebook now, they have started implementing this multiple factor authentication. Though it's making the system very difficult for you to even log in. Unlike before that, you just log into your platform anyhow. Because most of us, the reason why we are always victim is because we don't want to follow process. And let me say this. Do you know that there are a lot of individuals that their bank app, they have disabled that feature that makes you to log in with your password each time you want to transfer, want to make a transaction, you must log in with your password. Some of us, we see it as if this thing is too stressful. If I probably perform 100 transactions in a day, each time I'm going in, I have to be inputting my password. Some of us see that as a kind of stress. So what they do is that they go to the app setting and turn it off. And while these apps, most times, once you log out, in fact, once the application sleep, the next time you want to go in, you have to enter what? The password. That is a way of making sure that peradventure somebody steal your phone. Before he or she goes in, must enter what? The detail. And how many of us know that most of the boys that are out there that are stealing phone, they are not only stealing phone because they need money, they want to sell the phone to make money. They are stealing the phone because they have realized that what most mobile users save their sensitive information in their phone. Their date of birth, they save it in their phone. Professionally, you should advise your clients not to do that. By standard, don't save your bank login detail, maybe your ATM password. Don't ever save them in your phone. If you are saving them in your phone, let it be that app. You know, there are some notebook that you can password, right? There are some that will allow you to password it. Fine. Because even if they try to open it, it will ask them for the password. But if I'm to give general advice, I will advise you that what you should not even save such in your phone, because most of these guys are stealing phone. That's why you see that what phone theft is what popular now. You see people now breaking into people's houses at night to carry all their phone. They will not do them anything, they just to pack their phone. It's not because of money gain, many of them. It's because they want to access data. One, they know that some persons, they have left their app open, so they will just what? Be transferring money. So these are advices you need to give to your client, to the company. You give them this orientation. That is going to be your major work. Patch management. So this is one that will take us to the practical for today. Patch management. What is patch? How many of us have heard of window updates? Window updates. Now, do you know that if you put all these settings we have been discussing all this while in place on a window that is outdated, is as good as what? There's no security. It's as good. Because once it's outdated, it means Microsoft is no longer what? Giving it what? Concentration. It's not going to be active. So secure configuration. So that will take us. So this is where I'm going to stop on the slide. Somebody should take note of where I'm stopping, because I want to go and show us the practical aspect of this what? Patch management, which talks about regular updates software to fix security what? Vulnerabilities. So when they employ you tomorrow as a cybersecurity expert, your work is to be supervising. Remember, we talked about layers. Security what? Layer, the other time. Application was one of them now, right? Because the app the bank is using to store your money, if it's outdated, then there will be loopholes. There will be loopholes. And those boys will easily will break through. So the security expert working with the bank, they make sure that they keep that app up to date. So that quickly takes us to window updates. Window updates. In the next class, I'll continue from this slide. Windows update. So what is Windows update? Windows update is a service provided. Is a service provided by Microsoft. Is a service provided by Microsoft that allows Windows operating system to download, I like the word download, and install updates. So these updates, they are the what? The patches. I said that allows system to download and what? Install updates, command, patch or patches, and fix. So what do these updates include? So they are software. They are piece of what? Software. Listen, for you to talk about updates, for you to talk about updates, it means that what? There is an old version. Am I communicating? There is an old version. That app has been installed. Only that what is outdated. So you want to what? Rejuvenate it. You want to reactivate it so that it can be more active. So right, Windows updates include security patches. Number one, it includes what? Security what? Patches. So before we look at, as we'll be explaining this, I need to also stay on that environment. So you can leave some space, and then you just write what? Steps. Don't leave some space because I'm still explaining. I just want us to stay on that interface while we are explaining so that we can see what we are explaining. So what are the steps? Click on Start button. So as a cybersecurity expert, how do you check your system update? How do you analyze it? How do you know app that need updates? How do you know drivers? How many of us have heard of drivers? What do you understand by the word driver as far as computing is concerned? What is driver? Can anybody help us? What is the meaning of driver? You need to understand this term. Drivers.
I don't know whether I'll call it file installation for inbuilt hardware on the system.
Only the inbuilt.
Okay.
If you buy a phone now and you connect it to your system, and then you see a pop-up that says that what? This device is not recognized. It means that what? That device driver is not inbuilt, right? That is why such phone will come with a CD, or you will download what you are on the internet. Good. So I just want us to know what is a driver. So let's write it down. Driver, system driver. They are pieces of software used for activating hardware component communication. Used for activating hardware component communication. So we can divide system drivers into two types or category. We have the plug and play, or we have, let's say, the window inbuilt what? Drivers, and the external drivers. For example, now, once you connect your mouse to the system and it starts working, it means that what? Its own driver is already in the what? The window. So the window just what? Assign it. Without a driver, no hardware can be connected to the system and be able to communicate. They are the command prompts. They establish communication between that device and the what? The operating system itself. So they are like the link, the parts in which the OS speaks to them. So what we are saying is that it's part of your mouse pad, like this mouse pad. The driver regulating it can go obsolete. And then you will not take it to the engineer. And then what they would do is what? They would just drive what? The system. And they start working. Some printers, the same thing. So I just want us to understand that. I said what? Windows security, updates include what? Security what? Patches. Note, to fix vulnerabilities and protect against malware and virus. I'm explaining the first Windows update feature now. I said window updates include window updates, right? Or type include one, security what? Patches. And that is the one I'm defining. Under security patches, you write security patches is to fix vulnerabilities and protects against malware and virus. So just imagine that particular feature is outdated. I mean what? The system is widely open to attack. So you carry out your daily updates to make sure that those features stay active. Number two is feature update, features update. Are you writing? Number two, features updates, features updates, features updates, features or feature updates. To add new functionality or improve existing features. We're talking about the window component. To add new functionality or improve existing features. To add new functionality or improve existing feature. So when you are updating your updates, what we are saying is that the reason for your updates could be that you want to what? Fix what? Security what? Patches. Or you want to upgrade or improve the existing what? Functions. The next one is quality updates. Quality updates. Quality updates. And what does that mean? To fix bugs and improve system stability. Quality update to fix bugs and improve. The bug is B-U-G-S. To fix bugs and improve system stability. Then driver updates is another Windows update. So anytime you want to update your window, then you will need to determine which of these components you want to update, these security patches or the quality update. So let's look at the driver update. To update devices drivers. So anytime you notice that your mouse is not responding well, maybe probably jacking, or certain things are no longer responding very well, then it's not every time that is what? Virus. What a shallow person, someone that does not understand all these things we do, is to recommend what? Formatting. But if you bring your system to me, what I'm going to do is to do some assessment to know whether what is actually what? Formatting issue. For example, somebody is saying that my system is very slow. The next thing you hear now is virus. Go and format it. Without understanding those factors that could cause it, without analyzing them, knowing that the low RAM can cause it. So how do you find out if it is RAM or not? You ask the person, was the system fast before? He say yes. Then you know that what is no longer what? RAM. But it can still be RAM as a result of the person adding more what? Software and what? Content to that system. There might be need to improve or to increase the processing what? Memory, which is the RAM. But by the time you now check the system RAM, you are now seeing something like 16 gig, and the system is still slow. It's no longer RAM. You start suspecting what? Updates. Updates is the next thing you should do. Then after that, if it's still slow, then you can now start suspecting what? Virus. And let me also say this. There is a time frame window will notify you for those updates. If you exceed that time frame, even though you update, some damage will have been what? course. For example, now on daily basis, you are seeing update. Now you are seeing it. You kept skipping it for like a year. On a very good day, now you now wake up that you want to do window updates. After a year, that's medicine after death. Eh? Just like somebody is complaining malaria, and you say, I don't have money, let me go to chemist shop and be buying paracetamol. On a very good day now, when they knock the person down now, we will now go to hospital. They will now start pronouncing chronic, or how do they call it? Chronic, I mean, chronic. It's not their fault. You are the when the thing started small, you are economizing your money. Eh? All right. So now we are still on the step. I said click on the words. Start. Then click on settings. Click on the setting. So from setting, you can see it here. Windows what? Updates. Hope you are also doing that alongside. Windows updates. Are we together? So if I click on Windows updates, look at the status. This is where you should come that will help you to write your security reports. I mentioned something the other time that as a cyber security expert, there will be a time that you come and confront the entire organization and give them what? Security what? Reports. Which we call what? The security what? Analysis. What is the current status of our software security? What is the current status of our files in the system? Security. You need to give the breakdown. And you are not going to sit down in front of the system and declare, even though you are Holy Spirit-filled person. It's not declaration. It's exploring this feature and using them to what? To get what you want. Now look at the details I have here now. Your device is missing one. I don't know if your own is getting this. So I think I shouldn't be alone that I have not updated. I have some brother and sister here, right? Okay. So your device is missing important word, security updates. Make sure to keep your what? Device on and plug in. So updates, then you check updates. Now let me check for updates. Now, if you're on the internet, please, before you do this, always ensure that you're on the internet, okay? So that you can get the true version. So now I am scanning. I want to see those things you are telling me that need updates. I want to see their list. So once you list them out, then you note them. You go to Word and highlight them, write notes. That is the report you are going to forward. If you are working remotely, probably you are securing cloud. They will give you login detail. All these are there to scan to know whether there are security what? Threats. So the field is not that shallow, the way some of us think that this is a very wide program. At the end of the day, you choose one particular area that you want to specialize. You might end up being a cyber what? Security what? Analyst. What is going to be your work? Is to be analyzing what? Threats. And then those threats, you are not the one that will fix them. Your own is that you have skill, you know how to exploit different tools. You have different tools to check whether there was an hacking what? Hacking attempt, or whether somebody was trying to steal your system file, and then you alert the company ahead. Then they will not activate that department. Those guys that knows how to what? To change the setting and make the system hard. So it's a department. Now, if you check here now, look at what we have here. So it detected one and is also what? Done installing it. And what is, you can see the one is even detected is what? The security feature. Security what? Intelligence. Imagine. If this is bank system and we have this issue for like a month, you did not address it, anybody can take advantage. Every day, that computer, you must come here and make sure that you are not seeing this exclamation mark. Because each time you see it, instead of seeing your system is up to date, you are not seeing this. Is an indication that something is not right. Now, this is one thing that some individual does. Particularly, they will meet us, the experts or the engineers. They will complain that once I load 30 gig on my system, once I browse, once I open 2 web pages, the data is gone. I don't understand what is happening to my system. My system is draining what? Data. Engineer or expert, what do I do? Once I get that kind of complaint, I will cancel the person. I will say that your system is doing background updates. Probably it has been set on auto install update or auto download and install updates, which is the best practice. So as soon as you expose the system to internet, the system will automatically find out those ones that need updates and update them. But this same update can cause problem. Listen, there are some softwares that are not genuine that you installed. You are trying to bypass the process. Like this part of the world now, we don't buy software. We crack. We don't buy license. I can tell you for free. That is why you see that we are the most hacked people sometimes. Because let me tell you, this your system is not secure. If somebody asks me now, this window that I'm using, how much did I purchase it? Is it up to 100,000? Do I have a personalized license? Can I claim ownership on this particular version? Let me ask you. Almost everybody here now, we are running fake windows. Fake window, capital letter, fake window you are running. 95% of this part of the world, they are running fake windows. And when there are some updates that cannot be implemented until Microsoft detect the license key. So even some of these updates that you see that it's just fulfilling all righteousness. You cannot compare your updates like somebody who has license. That's why you see that Mac computers are more secure. Because those ones are inbuilt as you are buying the Mac. The Mac stand does not have installation CD that comes like this. It's just like your phone. Your Android is the OS that has been embedded. They refer to it as embedded Windows. But this one that we run on our conventional system, they are not embedded. They are not built in. Like Mac computer now, they will just reset it. That is the formatting. So you will now see that from the factory, they have already produced it to standard. That is why you can never see virus in Mac computer. I have not seen anybody that complained that virus enter Apple system. They are very secure. Maybe we should have this our brother. I know he has one. Whether the scenario have changed, I don't know. Whether I'm giving the 2021 analysis. They are secure. They have very strong security. That's why you see some big men, they prefer going for those systems. In fact, some people hate this one that we are. But if you can buy Windows license, you will see that you will have that same measure of security that those people that are using Mac computers are having. Just go to Microsoft and purchase a license key. One user, the way you purchase antivirus. Then give it to your engineer to use it for the installation. and activate it with that key, you will see that what virus cannot go in. So all these ones are very vulnerable. They are open. They are open. So let me also show us something. You should also know how to check your what? Your update history. How will you tell the company? Listen, how will you tell the company when last you run your update? Look at this here. Update what? History. This update history, make sure you are expanding them also. We track the record. So you can see the list of components that have just been what? Updated recently. So it breaks them down. Look at this. Talk about driver, right? So out of the breakdown, there are 13 drivers that just what? Updated. You want to see them, you expand it. Now, if you now want to know what are these drivers, just copy this name like this. Now, open Google. Copy it like this, right? Place it on Google. Then you get the documentation about it. You know which particular device in your system this driver is working on. So your own. Because sometimes the code might not give you a clear understanding of which one this one actually updated. So just copy it and paste it on what? Google, or even on ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to explain which particular device this particular driver is probably what? Activating. So other updates, definition updates, so I can expand. So a lot of updates. And let me give this expensive advice to you. There are some individuals that are using computer and they never expose the computer to internet for a whole year. Very dangerous. The whole year. They are busy economizing data. It's only their phone that have access to internet. It's very bad. Your system at least should be exposed to internet at least once in a week, if not every day. This is my window now. I've been using it for a while. I can tell you the number of softwares that are in this system, all around: web development software, data analytics software, cybersecurity software. But because I am running updates on those software, computer is always on the internet 24 hours. So once something is missing, it augments it. Sometimes Windows crashes because of what? This updates. When Windows have waited for a very long time that you are not giving attention, then they start malfunctioning. And then that's what leads to what? The next time you on your window, you now see what? It will now boot. Then it will now start again. When it's about entering the user interface, it will start again, reloading. Then you now see Windows is what? Corrupt. All these things because there were notifications in the past. Update this so you get quiet. When you get to a point, it will react. It can cost you your system file. But if you are a smart person, this kind of company that does not listen to you, so will be economizing data. When you tell them that they should subscribe 30 gig, they'll be thinking that you want to collect a second salary. You want to use maybe all those logic to be collecting money. They will not give you the money. So what you do is that you back up that kind of company data. Back them up, because one day, monkey go market. You not go come back. I always tell people that I've seen people that were crying as if human being died because of the computer is not booting again. Imagine the state they put themselves. I don't pity such people if I come across them as an engineer. That is one backup. Yes, that partitioning is another backup. Or you can get external hard drive. Do you understand? Or use Google Drive. Because when it happens now, they will still fault you. So since they are not giving you money for internet so that you can be running constant updates, Imagine you tell them that the computer must be on the internet 24 hours. The next they will think now you want to be using to be browsing when you are free. They will say no. You just pack the information that in case anything happens, you will receive query. So, like I was saying, there are times that you can install update, the system will start misbehaving. Who can suggest what could cause that? Update is good, but at the same time, there are some updates that will come up. Find that first, because when you run those updates, your system can shut down. Yes, it has happened several times to me. Update compatibility. Now, sometimes the website is downloading those updates from. Might be the wrong one because they have series. Just like the way we have a window, the way we have a, what is it called? Model, the way we have a HP Pro, HP Lite, right? So most of these drivers sometimes, the same product, HP. But when you are updating, the browser can extract from a lower domain or server that have lower words, the one that are lower than the particular computer you are updating. That is why the best way to update, sometimes you go to your device manager, that is another place, that is the best place sometimes I do my updates. Device manager, so that it can search for exactly the option. And how do I get to device managers? If you go to click on the Windows Explorer, then right click on this PC and select, right click on this PC and select properties. Select properties. Then you will see what? Device what? Manager. So this is where all the system drivers are installed. So if I expand it now to see what is going to list out. So anyone that need update, it will also put what? That notification icon. Now look at it here. Now can you see this attention icon? It means that what? An update is needed. If you select anyone here, look up. If you select anyone, look at this one. As I click on this one now, just watch. As I click on this one now, just check what you are seeing here. Just take note of this. Now let me click on another one. Is there any different? Yes. What's the difference? That X, that red X, right? It's not there. So that is how you check. Sometimes you can come and right click on this and select what? Scan hardware what? For changes. Now, if I right click on this, you will see option that was not on the other one that has been what? Updated. Look at this. If I right click here now, the only thing I'm seeing is what? View the properties of that, or you want to scan for different things. Now, but if I right click on this, what am I seeing? Update what? Driver, or disable it, or uninstall what? Device, or scan for changes. So if I click on update now, it will bring an option. This is one way you can easily update. Now, this is engineering aspect now. Look up, if you connect a printer tomorrow, because as you are working as the tech practitioner in that office, sometimes they believe that what you know all. You know all. Actually, this is the work of engineer. But if you know it, fine. If they connect a printer and the printer is asking for driver, once you connect that printer, the printer name will show here if you come here, and to carry this sign. So all you need, just connect to internet, make sure you have a very strong word data, and then right click and select what? Search automatically here. It will now on the internet search for the exact version. It's better than that CD that you want to go and buy from Kowe, because that CD is the one that they copied there last year. And these guys, they duplicated it. So this is how you can misroad now and update with the wrong version I'm talking about. If you are updating from CD. So the best place to update is what? On the internet. Because the browser can search for the exact version of it. Are we communicating? So that is, let me go back to and see if there are still few things I have to explain before I close the session. So let's go back to the updates. So we have advanced what option. Let's see what we have under advanced option. Now look up here. Can you see this is where this is where you should understand how do you set the update to auto, which is the best practice. You don't have to be manually monitoring it. Look at what we have here. Get me up to date. If I turn this off now, this is what some guys will do because they want to save data. They want to save data. There was a time one guy that is sitting in this class, his system was draining data like mad. And the parents had to even come and say, I don't know what this guy is doing with this. There was a put 30 gig like this, and I said, okay, it's moved. And when we found out, it was from updates. But it's heavy. Now look at another option here. Download updates over what? Metered what? Connection. All these things should be turned on in that office system. Don't help them to manage the data.
What of the personal system?
Personal system. Personal system, if you are security conscious, it should be on. So you saw my own, this personal system and it's on. Notify me when a restart is required to finish what? Updates. This one, you are also trying to be economical. That I should tell you first, so you give me, go ahead, go and install or update. But sometimes it might be more stable option for some persons, whereby they want to acknowledge, they want to know instead of the system updating on its own, they want to be aware. Are you getting me? They want to be aware of anything that is taking place. So once you on this, it means that what? When next there's an update, you get a notification here that restarts the system because I want to install. Your system can restart automatically without knowing the cause. And the cause could be that what? This is what? Off. So an update probably has just been completed and then the system, because you did not say that it should what? Prompt you what? A notification. Yes, it was off. It's my personal system. I know that's what you want to. On your own, don't worry, your own is good. I turned it off because I don't want it to seek my attention. You should go ahead and what? Huh?
That means if you have turned it off, that is
it will not notify me. Yes, it should go. But your own, like I said, if your own is that you want it, fine, you put it on. Abi, you have right to put. Now, look at it. We will not restart your device during this hour. What is the current hour? From 3 a.m. to what? 9 p.m. if the computer is on that time. Now, adjust hour automatically or manually. So these are some things that, so once you click on that manual, it will allow you to adjust. When updates, even your phone, like your WhatsApp normally does this, right? Most time you see that what? Maybe you set your WhatsApp update back up to like 2 p.m., 2 a.m. Once you get to that time, to start what? Backing up your file. Instead of what? Every time you post a message, you now be having what? Backup. So I'm going back to automatically. Optional updates, 9 available. Sorry, for driver, right? Look at them, optional. So you can check all of them. Remember that you update with caution. Like I said, that you can update and then end up what?
Huh?
Yes. So that is why I said before you update, find out what is this, which one.
I saw that in nature.
Mhm.
I studied
Eh?
I studied my country.
The question will be answered after you have installed it.
I have a question. Unlike the mobile phone, they give you this specification for requirement to an update.
Yeah.
There. If your phone doesn't meet that specification,
Yes.
you think update,
Yes.
to give you the update. But why is the system not? Why is the system showing you the update even though it knows that your system requirement not be up to the update?
Windows wants you to upgrade now. You understand? Windows wants every user to upgrade.
So that is where they will make more money.
How do you install if you are using fake window?
How do you know if you are using fake window? Number one, how much you purchase, how much did your engineer collected from you when he was installing it? You should remember. If your engineer collect less than 150,000 from you or 100,000, just know that it's fake.
And if you still collect that, you need to pay before.
It's still fake now.
You know, you say, you
Okay, now, what you will do is, I think from what you just said now, it makes sense. So let's right click on this PC and go to properties. From here, you will see your device your window. Look at what you have here. Window feature pack. You should see your license icon here. You can see that product key and what. So once you come here, if it's license one, just like antivirus, once you install license one, they will tell you the number of days that is licensed, 365 days. And as you are using it, to be counting it down. So you will get it here. You will get the information somewhere here. Products, key, and all that. You will see your license key here. All right, so if there's no question, this is where we draw the curtain. So the next class, we continue from the slides, and as we are going, one of the discussion will always take us to practical. That is the best way to learn all these things. Any question?